have no alpha to give. We're just gonna have to wait till Coder Dan comes up with that big Christmas bag full of goodies. I want to talk about immediately what's happening next weekend. Have you read about that, Hefe?
Yeah, are you referring to the Halloween party?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
this
like
is
what's this?
the
Is this the
fourth or
third
third.
annual Halloween party now?
I believe it's the third, but technically they started in 2019, so this could be the fourth.
Dang, that's quite a streak,
Yeah,
hey?
it's
I don't know of
October
anybody in
2019.
Web3 that's had 4 Halloween parties in a row. That's really something.
I could be 100% wrong. I remember reading this. I'm in between like opening killer Pokemon packs and like
Right.
just living life in general. So I thought it was four, but it could be three. It's still epic.
It's
I,
definitely four, guys,
Heck yeah.
look
which
at
is
that.
awesome.
Awesome, absolutely. And we got some big festivities planned, right? I was just reading through the tweet and also the announcements in the announcements channel. Got some real big alpha next week. Like, you don't want to miss that.
Yeah, dude, no matter what your bag is, don't miss next week. Like, there's so much happening. Did you read the blog or are you just looking at the tweets?
I was looking at the tweets, but let me get the blog up here too, so we can all kind of look at it. Here we
Yeah,
go.
because I was going through the tweet also. That's my general source of information. I'm trying to go back. Okay, October 28th, 2 p.m. UTC. Don't fumble the candy bag. Art Gaming, Alpha, and Airdrops. Join us. Details below. There doesn't. Okay, here goes the blog. Let's go to the blog.
Oh, and then remember our annual spooky Aavegotchi art contest. That's always a good time. I know we get like at least a couple dozen entries. I think last year we had like 50 entries or something like that, you know. Oh shit. Okay, here. Let me drop this. Looks like we got a fake gotchi prizes up for grabs. But the highlight for me is the arena playtest, right? I was looking at that. I was looking at that trailer. I'm assuming Thrax, you put that together. Really fire trailer. Like I'm so stoked to be taking part in that next week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
Thrax did a
it's
great
so
job.
much fun. Oh, thank you. It's
There's a lot going on for Halloween this year. There's a lot. You kind of ran through it high level. We can go through each one a little bit more if there's any questions or people are unsure of, what kind of angle to go with. We can brainstorm a bit today.
Oh man. I'm
Like
always
you
like
mentioned
genuinely
the
excited for the art contest, but like this year is gonna be just a whole nother level. We're gonna get to interact in this like 3D experience that you guys have been working on.
yeah. I mean, the arena is going to be nuts. I know the team has been working crazy, kind of pulling overtime, just like they did SmartCon. They were joking about it. Like they burn the midnight oil to get the SmartCon build up and running so smooth for that event at the beginning of October. And here at the end of October, they're like, we're pulling 60-hour weeks again to get this out, but it's going to be worth it. So they were feeling very confident at their weekend end of the week meeting yesterday that pretty much everything they want to have in for this Halloween build will be there. So it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a really good time if it all runs. If it doesn't, we'll be right back with another shot. But
Yeah.
you guys know that we're you know building transparently, so building in public. But I think it's gonna be really good. And Hefe, I don't know. Are you a kind of competitive first person shooter battle royale type, or are you in it just for the good times?
I was definitely more competitive when I was younger and like playing games every day. And now I'm just more like there for the good vibes. I like to, I like to hang out with friends and hopefully hunt some liquidators and yeah, just hang out. I'm not too serious. I'm definitely a casual gamer for sure.
Okay, because I think it's in the article, but there will be supposed to be a leaderboard. It's one of the last things they're working out is making sure we have like actual um, leaderboards so we can track how you press to look back on, and you'll know exactly what your first week of gameplay was like.
Hey, I have a question. I see the leaderboard. Will for the playtest, do you need to own a gachi to get in?
Oh, that is such an important point. So we want to also invite our friends and family and people that usually don't come to this hangout to join this. So guilds that have maybe not not been around for a while, or some of the former scholars, or just people that are not even, you don't have to be into crypto, because no, the answer is you don't have to own a Gotchi to join this playtest. You just have to attend the party, and we'll give you access to this build. So of course, later on down the road, that's going to be a thing, right? Like you're going to play with your actual Aavegotchi. But for this, no, you're welcome to invite anyone and everyone.
Okay, cool. And you said this is going to be open, I believe it says 5 to 7 days to win. Compete for at least 5 of 7 days to win 10 XP for each Gotchi in your wallet.
Yeah, that's a big point. Like, if you just play during the hangout, that's great. You'll have a good time. But it's going to be up for 7 whole days. We want to do these kind of limited time events. This may be the first of many, right? Where it's kind of a themed tournament. So we're trying out some of those systems, testing our leaderboards, and do they give us what we want? Are they accurate? Is everything foolproof? Is it capturing everything? And so, yeah, it's going to be 7 full days. And if you can play 5 of the 7, we should know every day you logged in, right? And so if we find that basically you're going to log in, you're going to create a username, and because the whole backend system for Gotchi chain and everything isn't live yet, we're going to do it kind of old school where you just have a type form. So you gotta be at the party, fill out the type form with basically matching the name you input, because you can choose any name you want for your Gotchi when you're batting. So it'll match to your login with your Discord or email, some kind of contact info. So we basically know who you are. You played at least 5 out of 7 days, that kind of thing.
Dope, yeah. Okay, we're going to do this on game night. I can actually play this because we'll be able to get people in very easily. That's dope.
Yeah. I saw your post yesterday about expanding the game night games. So Arena definitely can participate this week. And there was some chatter in the general chat yesterday about just like how many games are in the works or coming or just about to drop. So experience from GFA, and the Gotchi Crawler that's coming up, and the Gotchi Battler, and then the Pixelcraft games that are being built. I feel like your game night's about to get a lot more Gotchified.
Yeah, I actually been play testing the Gotchi Crawler, and I enjoy it. I'm really bad at the game. I have to figure out like the, just I'm bad at all these games. I don't know why I'm a gamer. I'm just really bad at all this stuff. But like speaking of Arena, because I'm just gonna be walking around getting murked by hardcore and probably internet phase. But with these game loops, like we have 2 now. We're gonna have the sandbox. Sandbox is active now, so technically 3 once the arena goes live. This is just amazing, and I also really like the idea that we're gonna have like the hot mic, the hot box with the directors, as well as the IRL costume contest. I see my boy Goobs in here, like with looking Chad as hell in this video still that's on the screen.
Which screen are you looking at? I don't see
I'm looking at the blog. It's the video of the 2 Gotchis jumping up and down, and it's Goobs and a lady. She's holding a fireball.
Oh, the costume contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the costume contest.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is so what do we have to do? Okay, to qualify, simply create an Aave awesome Halloween costume or decoration with an Aavegotchi theme. Wear it, show it, photograph it, tweet X an image of your creation by November 1st, 4 p.m. UTC, and Aavegotchi with the hashtag Gotchi Halloween. Winners will be chosen by Pixelcraft Studios leadership team and contacted directly via Twitter. So I have a very simple question. This question, I guess, is more for people like Al and myself. If I dress up my German Shepherd and in a costume, does that count?
I think it just will depend on how well done that costume is. It could definitely work. I think as long as it's Halloween and we see Gotchis and Gotchi themed decorations running around Halloween, then it's a contender. So is it going to win? I don't know. I have a feeling the winner is going to be somebody who really goes all out, and maybe the dog is the raffle, but they're the guy. I don't know. We'll see how to what level some people go, but it's pretty significant prizes. Isn't it 500 ghost for the winner?
I didn't even see the prize. Yeah, first prize 500 ghosts, second prize 200 ghosts, third prize 100 ghosts, Fourth and fifth get 50 ghosts. All other participants 10 ghosts each.
Yeah. So basically, the idea is you do this either on the weekend before or literally on Halloween, whatever your trick or treating is, probably. Tweet out a picture of that, tag us, and then it's in the running, right? And so then we'll just go based off of what we see and how awesome it is, and we want to reward some people that dress up Gotchi style. So me personally, I don't expect to win with what I'm gonna do, but I'm planning to just do some kind of decorations at my door. I've got some kind of printouts and different ideas. So when people do come to the porch and trick or treat, they're going to be greeted by some Gotchi ghosts and stuff. But I don't think I'll be at the level where I'm competing. But basically, dress up, decorate, all of that can count as long as you're having a good time and you might win something. So as long as it's not like too low effort, you'll get the 10 ghost.
Just cut 2 holes in a bed sheet, throw it on. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know if you get 10 ghosts.
Well, Goops has a good point because I've done this. Go to your local thrifts right now. They have tons of costumes. I bought a full body alligator suit for like $3. I had to wash it just to make sure. But I'm, just because of convenience, I'm probably going to be an alligator for Halloween this year. But if I can figure out a way to go back and piece together something that makes sense for this costume contest, I'm going to try.
Can you make it look like a gecko cat, maybe?
I don't know. It's all green. It kind of does work like a gecko. I guess I could just put it over my head and then maybe put a chain link symbol on my forehead or something. Probably Matic, just because it's a little easier to draw. I also have a Matic coin. Oh, yeah, I do have a Matic coin from one of the physical coins from NFT NYC. So I could just like tape it to my head and pretend that I'm a Matic Gotchi. But that seems pretty low effort, so don't give me the 10 ghost.
As long as you're having a good time.
I feel like I would. And also, Al, it would be a German sus herd. So instead of a shepherd, a sus herd. Throw little butterfly wings on it, and you already have a Gotchi pet right there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, little crown, little green wings. Call it a day.
See, I got a German Shepherd, but it's still a puppy. So I'm like trying to think like, what can I put on this dog that's he's just not gonna rip it off in like 2 seconds because short attention span. You know what I mean? Tried doing the bed sheet thing. It didn't work out.
Hey, but you got the puppy. That's cute factor. So
Yeah,
might have
100%.
something to work with there.
We should also talk about the spooky Aavegotchi art contest. It wouldn't be Halloween at Aavegotchi without our traditional art contest. Grab your favorite art creating appliance and create some art with them of Gotchis dressed up for Halloween for a chance to win some truly awesome prizes. First prize, two fake Gotchi cards and $100 worth of Alchemica. Second prize, 1 fake Gotchi card and 50 of Alchemica. Third prize, 1 fake Gotchi card and 25 of Alchemica. Fourth and fifth get Alchemica. 6th through 10th, $5 of Alchemica. And we see some of the amazing. I remember this it version of a Gotchi, and it just creeps me out just looking at it. But some of these amazing efforts in the previous years.
Yeah, we're on standing on big shoulders or whatever we say to that effect, because there's quite a catalog of Halloween-themed Gotchi art now at this point. Fake Gotchis aside, the Halloween stuff is kind of like its own thing in some way. So that said, if you win, means it must be pretty good. So we figure we better give you a fake Gotchi card so you can mint that bad boy if you want and make it the official winner of this year's Halloween contest. So 2 fake Gotchi cards. That means you get to do the one, and if you won, then you must be really good. So after you use the first card to mint your work, your contest entry, then you might as well have a second one to do something else. So that's why it's 2 fake Gotchi cards for the winner. And then the reason we did Alchemica, hopefully you guys noticed reading through, is like we actually try to touch on all the different ERC20 assets in our ecosystem. So one contest is heavy on Alchemica, also uses the fake Gotchi card. And then we've got Ghost, right, for the other contest, and the glitter in the arena, because if you win the arena, you're going to be shining. So figured, let's touch them all, let's incorporate them all, and have fun with the assets that are already in supply in our ecosystem.
Yeah, awesome. It looks great. I love that you used all the different ecosystem assets and the playtest. That's what I'm really like concerned
Mm-hmm.
with. I mean, I love the art contest. The meta right here, friends. If you make a dope piece of art, try to dress up as the art that you made and then win both contests. I don't think that's illegal. That doesn't seem like it would be against the rules. So if you're good at art, like Soju, I'm looking at you. You need to make like a farty gotchi, Halloween gotchi or something, and then dress up as it. And I
Dude,
think
that
it could win.
Gotchi is naked, man. The defining characteristics are the gas and the giant cheeks. So I don't know if that's
Hey, Soju might be packing some giant cheeks. Who knows?
I think honestly, yeah, cool idea. I think just as long as it's if as long as it's recognizably an Aavegotchi, then I think you're good.
Yeah, I think you can get away with being a Aavegotchi or I guess any other pet in the game. Trying to think if there's any. I guess a liquidator as well, but that seems like a hard costume.
Yeah, that's a hard ask, man.
Is
I was
sticking with
looking
the
at like
theme like?
options.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say like I was trying to decide on how much effort I wanted to put into my costume because I do want to dress up, but I don't know how much I want to do. I was like, I have a gentleman's coat type thing that I can do for my own stuff, but then I was looking at EVA foam, and I was looking at crafting like portal mage armor, because that's not that hard if you put like
Hmm.
time into it, right?
That's
And
Can
interesting.
I
that would
take
make
a
for
picture
a
of
hella
myself
cool
and
costume, right? Sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say, can I take a picture of myself? I'll put a name tag. It says no futuristic, and it's just a picture of me pre-gotchi before I got wrecked entering crypto. You got to get liquidated before you become a gotchi. So would that count as a gotchi costume? Like I'm a happy trade fi trader.
I feel like that's the definition of low effort, man.
Like just
Very low
putting a
effort. Yes.
lemnis skit on your head with the wizard's hat, some
Uh,
sunglasses.
It's more about the mood. I look happy because I haven't been wrecked by crypto yet versus like becoming the gotchi where you have to get liquidated to become, cross that region, the nether, to become the gotchi. So this is pre-gotchi. I'm happy and wealthy versus like post-gotchi where something happened. I got hit with a liquidating cascading event and now now I'm a ghost.
Well, while we're brainstorming ideas, I think one that could be really a hit, but maybe is not that high of effort, would be if you could convince some people to go trick or treating with you or at a Halloween party with you, and you do like Gotchi Gang as the costume. Get like
Hmm.
4, 5, 6, 7 people together with different emblems on their forehead, different spirit forces. That would be pretty cool. I
That would
mean,
make for some cool shots too, like photos.
yeah, it'd be some cool shots. You see everybody together. Like, if you could convince your friends and family to go Gotchi with you, that would be pretty epic.
They'd be like, "Why do you want me to put this thing on my forehead? Just do it, all right? We're going to the ether realms, all right?"
Yeah, it's a special kind of ghost. You got to get up with the times. So, not everyone would be able to pull that one off, but I bet somebody listening could do that. So,
We got so
Well, I
many
feel like
creative
that also
people in Gotcha Gang.
that seems like also of a more powerful submission, right? If you see a
Mhm.
photo with 6 gotchis in it, you're like, whoa, okay, so you're gonna split that prize, but that's an impactful picture, basically. More of a chance to win, in my opinion.
yeah. I mean, if it's engaging and kind of interesting or unique, creative, all those things will like have an effect. Basically, it'll just be like, how excited are we about what we see? And if I see like a half dozen people like smiling and excited and dressed up as gotchis, that's going to be pretty big. If I see somebody with a really cute pet that they figured out how to make into a raffle or a geode, that's also pretty cool. Hard to beat that too. So definitely for anybody who loves dressing up for Halloween, this is going to be a good year.
Do we have any
Does
cosplayers in the
dressing up
crowd?
as yeah,
Right.
lacrosse player.
And that's another thing. Think long term. You get your costume set up. Maybe you can reuse it at Comic Con or at
Ooh.
some other events. So good build for the long term here.
Yeah, I like what Thrax is
I
saying with like
feel
the fit, something that you can wear at many Gotcha events and Comic Con and whatnot.
So I feel like smoke screens and mycalium had the advantage on all of us because they already
Yeah.
have a Gotchi costume built, like the felt one from ETH Denver. So it's like, that's the minimum. You got to dress up like that as a Gotchi. Does it count if I dress up as a summoner? Like if I do my best Coder Dan?
I'm gonna keep giving No Futuristic the same answers as long as you're having a good time.
Okay, yes.
If
I'm
you
gonna have
dress
to
up
like
as
the
Coder
50
Dan, I'm gonna love it. I don't know if you'll win, but
You
I
gotta
will
dress
enjoy
up as his Gotchi though. You can't dress
Mhm.
up as him.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I like that.
Yeah, Zbot's saying we got to find a way to see how to vomit rainbows.
it. Ooh, gosh, that would be so good.
Drink some cacti.
Yeah, now it's going full circle. FaZe is gonna dress up as No Futuristic. So
Heck yes.
oh goodness gracious. Well, it's gonna be fun. There's just take note of those prizes. It's definitely like your costume will get paid for if you win. So and then some. Um, and then I just love that the arena prizes here. I'll drop the picture of that. The fun thing about glitter, when you play with glitter, you get to just throw around huge numbers. You know, like 20 million glitter for the winner. It just sounds awesome. So we're splashing 20 mil on the winner of the arena, 7 days. And even if you don't win, you take second place. Hey, you're still getting 10 million glitter. So I think it worked out. 20 million glitter right now is worth like about $100, give or take. I know, liquidity, it swings pretty dramatically, but yeah, it's basically like $100 worth of glitter. But it sounds way cooler to say 20 million glitter, in my opinion.
Big glitter millionaire. Like that's a title right there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Glitter, glitter, glitter.
Yeah, I will definitely push this out on X. Like whenever I'm hosting some Polygon spaces in the mornings now. There are a lot of players who want to play games and they're looking for fun loops, especially if they're prizes. So, sorry, native friends, but we're gonna have some competition. We need it though, because hardcore keeps wrecking me. So, and internet phase knows.
Yeah, he got his things
And
dialed in.
Thrax has been like linked up with the dev team and joining some of their internal play tests. Like they work 2 weeks on a sprint and then they got to test it and make sure like things aren't broken. Thrax has been in there capturing video, capturing like moments, and the bonus part is he gets to actually go hands on with really early builds. So
That's my main
Thrax,
objective, man.
yeah, what's your feedback or like what can people look forward to at the play test? You've pretty much probably played everything except the final build.
Well, first start off by saying it's insanely fun. Like I'm always on the edge of my seat, literally, which is actually horrible for my back. But the overall uh, vibe that I get is that a lot of the problems that we had before, that hardcore was complaining about, like there's too many places to hide or it's too easy to run away, that's done. Like you're in there to fight to the death. There's roaming liquidators that just get stronger as you go, and there's the other players who are lethal at a distance and close range. Like the only thing that I saw that I think might change is the um, like VFX feedback when you swing or when you do something. There, that was kind of not there, and that's I think the only thing that needed improvement. Other than that, it was so awesome, dude. It was so much fun.
Let me ask the controls. Is it currently just keyboard and mouse, or they're going
No,
to be compatibility for controllers?
no, you can use a remote controller. Like you can use PS5 is already set up.
Yeah,
That's
most of the testing's been done with PS5 controllers. And then the keyboard is actually both for left, like standard, and then they also have an alternate for like left-handed keyboarders. So, yeah, it's pretty much well-rounded. Everyone should have access.
Okay, so for this play test, when we come in, we're picking, I guess, one of 5 or 6 avatars, or I'm assuming we're not using our own gotchis at this point.
Right. Yeah, because we're not connecting to Web3 yet. This is just a build of the game itself. We're going to have basically pre-made archetypes, right? So I think it's like do you know the exact number, Thrax? Isn't it like a half dozen or 8 different 3D gotchis that are kind of dressed up, and they're all equal. It's just aesthetics, and you just pick the one that represents you. You get to give yourself a name, and like I said, that's where if you're at the party 1 week from today, we're going to drop a type form, and you just want your type form. When you input that info, your contact info, also make sure that matches the name you give your avatar in the battle, because that's going to track for the whole week. That's the idea.
Yeah, this is dope. Okay, so Thrax, you've been playing this game. Jesse, you've probably played it a little too. What's the alpha like in terms of strategy? What's the the OP approach that you've seen so far before any of us get our hands on it so that we can test it ourselves?
Just try to. My mind would be avoid Andy, the director, because he knows the game inside and out. He's going to take you out every time.
Man, I keep hearing this. I keep hearing Andy and Kate, and I haven't lost a game. Like,
Oh,
like the first game I lost.
Dang.
oh, Drax
Damn.
throwing down. He's like, man, I never lose.
I don't lose. I know you guys keep saying Andy, and I haven't lost. Like,
That's a great call
he's been
out.
distracted, to be fair. I'm not gonna lie. He is talking about the game and, oh, look at this platform jiggles when we do this, and I'm like shooting people.
Yeah,
Full
he's like
try
really
hard mode.
critiquing. He's like, this texture has to be replaced, and Thrax is just like headshot, headshot.
I'm having too much. I want good footage.
Yeah,
That's my whole jam. So
right.
yeah, but like
Okay,
yeah,
yeah. You're very quiet in there, but yeah, you're right. They're joking about how good Kate and Andy are, but okay, good to know. Thrax has actually got the most practice, so we just have to be, you know, very careful around Thrax. He's lethal.
to answer your
How
question
long
though,
are the rounds?
I think it depends on how long you last. It's a battle to the death kind of thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I would love to see next week if you guys can put 5 minutes aside. The PC team go at it. Who takes the chip in front of the whole Gotcha Gang community? Is it going to be Thrax? Is it going to be Andy? What textures will come up and stifle his ability to kill other people? Who knows? But I would love to see that.
that would be pretty fun. We actually should do that. Like, really take it serious and let everybody that's been building the game have a shot at it. I like that idea. I see Coder Dan in the chat. He said the alpha is that melee is pretty powerful, at least the last time we played. And they are always balancing and tweaking after each one of these playtests. But yeah, I think he played the second to most recent one. I think it's still pretty tough. It's pretty good to be up close and personal and do some hacking.
Hey guys,
GM,
Oh.
GM.
can you guys hear me okay?
Oh
I'm
yeah.
coming in from Dubai here, so not sure how the internet is. But
Dang,
how are y'all
Globetrotter
doing?
Dan.
Enjoying the conversation. Last stop, man, and then after that, it's back to China for a bit, and then come out next year again. But yeah, it's been really fun. I don't want to derail the convo yet, though. So, but yeah, I was just saying that melee, you won't really notice it unless they've fixed it on the UI yet. But you have to switch between ranged and melee, and I think it's like if you push X, I think that changes it. So it's not super intuitive yet, but it is pretty powerful.
Yeah,
If you
think of
can
it like
like
a
get up
fighting
close
stance.
with someone, you can just wail on them. Yeah.
Yeah, when you switch, you kind of like it's like your war footing. You're switching from melee to range kind of style fighting. So, not I'm getting used to it myself, but I'm realizing I got to get off the keyboard and get a PlayStation 5 controller before next Saturday. So that's my
Yeah.
goal.
I'm not about that, guys. Do we have like auto like aim assist or anything on when you're playing with a PlayStation controller?
I didn't. I'm not sure. I haven't.
You
played
can
with
zoom in, but I don't think there's any aim assist.
Then like the people that want to be competitive, I feel like are gonna stay on mouse and keys, man. Because
Yeah,
you
I
can
think it
be so
depends
much.
on the aiming function because when I'm playing Super Trip, which is a first-person shooter, it's a keyboard. If I try doing it with the controller, I don't have a way to aim the gun. So I guess I would have to program my controller to have like one toggle knob, whatever the hell that thing is, doing the aim of the gun while the other one is moving me around.
In terms of functionality, it's as far as I'm aware, it's perfectly mapped out. Like you can do all the things you can do with keyboard on a controller. Like I can't aim with that. I need to be able to 360, no scope someone across the map. Like you can't do that on a controller that doesn't have aim assist.
I think most pros, yeah, at the end of the day, keyboard mouse combo is going to win. But for me, casual gamer, mostly a console gamer, so I'm going to be at home with my PlayStation controller. It's not very responsive, and my keyboard's okay. But yeah, it's going to be good no matter what. You pick your poison. We're going to have a kickoff at the Halloween party. I think the idea is the first hour is more some of the other social items on the agenda, art contest. You know, everybody who emails me some artwork this week, we're going to do what we've done in the past, where one by one we release the artwork. Everybody reacts with emojis. We all view it together, have a good time. And at the end of about the first hour, we'll probably fire up the playtest, and everyone can jump in, and then it's 7 days of goodness from there forward.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Also, the alpha is that Thrax is gonna be hiding somewhere, sniping everybody. So just keep that in mind. Keep your head low.
I don't snipe in this one, man. I used to love sniping, but you glow like this big ass aura comes around you when you snipe, so it's not a great idea. I like to go up close and personal, and then there's nades. Like the grenades are really good.
Yeah, this is awesome. Next Saturday.
Yeah, there's a whole special weapon aspect. There's like these chests that will drop from the sky, and I think they drop every 30 seconds at different locations on the map. So the first person to get one of those gets like a power up. I think it's like a shield or do more damage or like a special grenade. So you want to be watching that timer on the left side of your screen and try to get that box before someone else does.
Every time I've tried to use a special weapon, I've killed myself, man. They're so powerful.
And they only last for like 30 seconds too. So it's a kind of it's a kind of big map. So when you get one, you really gotta like go hunting for a target to make sure that you use it. Get the most out of it.
Yeah, that's the alpha, the special boxes and timing that to be the one who benefits from it. That definitely is one of the strategies you want to be, keeping in mind. If you're just randomly running around, you're going to lose to people that are looking for those special weapons.
Ooh, I just see you drop that Army Ranger Gotchi there. 3D Gotchi. That's looking good.
That's a work in progress. Dan just mentioned the grenades, or maybe it was Thrax, but even the grenade there, just to be clear, is not super final, but it's coming along quite quickly. So you can see some of the wearables and weapons coming together.
The textured pants, like you guys must love the creative freedom with the new 3D models compared to 2D, because you wouldn't be able to get this much detail and share with pixels, right?
And there's so many ways to go in terms of the texture and which direction, what kind of vibe we want to give off with 3D. So it's really difficult, like a lot of exploring early, and then we have to start crossing off what we don't like and whittle it down to, okay, what is Gotchi aesthetic? So what I showed there is definitely like not final, but you can see the direction it's coming together pretty nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's like trying to have high fidelity to the pixel version.
Yes.
So it's actually, otherwise there's like too many directions we can go. So it's like, at the end of the day, we want it to look like the original version, but with like a little bit more 3D modification to it. But like, we're not radically changing the wearable to like have a completely different aesthetic from the original.
Yep. I think that's pretty much been the guiding light is, if someone from Gotchi Gang sees this, are they going to know, oh, that's the 3D version of my NFT, my pixel art NFT. So think we're doing a pretty good job with that, and we're going to be releasing more and more of those as the work in progress continues. You're obviously going to see a lot of them in the avatars on the build next Saturday.
Yeah, one thing about those avatars, I think they're not actually. There was like 2 versions of the Gotchis, and the ones that you're gonna see in the game are actually the older version. There's the newer version, which is a perfect replica of the original 2D Gotchi, but in 3D. That one will be coming in. I think it's the next playtest. I'm not sure if they actually got that one in for this one, but the original one was kind of created probably 4 or 5 months ago.
Good point. Yeah, that was a whole thing. So
they made a decision about a month ago. Yeah.
Yeah, once that base avatar changes, then all the wearables and where they were programmed, size, shape, placement, that all changes. So totally worth it though. We had to get a Gotchi avatar, like a base one, spun up really early on in the process. And then as we ramped up the team and did more iterations, it became clear we needed to restart the foundation with a perfect 3D Aavegotchi. So yeah, we'll see which ones we're playing next week. But they're looking better and better on screen. I mean, I know Andy was very concerned with that a couple weeks ago. He wants them to kind of have that fun look to them and not be too serious, and a little glow or a little bit of brightness to them. So we don't want to all be playing with like gray Aavegotchis running around. And so it's an ongoing thing, tweaking to get that vibe. Coder Dan, you are in Dubai, not just for the sunshine and the heat, right? You have other reasons. I saw your tweet this week. Maybe not everybody else did.
And it's roasting over here. Yeah, let me find that.
Yeah, drop the link. Your audio is lagging a bit now. Must be the heat you're referring to. The return of RoboDan.
Now,
still going.
Well, I've been in Europe for the last like
Okay, this lag is incredible. Is it just me or you guys
still going?
Still going. I think he said all this like 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, we're getting word by word like every once in a while. It's just crazy.
Right. And the way
This is weird, man.
This is past Dan from a minute ago.
Yeah. Time travel.
Can I mute him? He's already muted. I don't. We don't.
Back
man.
to
Back to.
I love it. Laggy Dan. This is crazy. I've never seen it lag much.
That's wild, yeah, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
Oof,
Great.
That was weird.
Well, Coder Dan's in another dimension.
Yeah.
I think we could have pieced that together to form an actual sentence. Like that's how it was. That was.
Let's go back and stitch those together.
to China.
Oh, he's back.
We got more. We got more coming through.
China.
Where I'll be doing.
Oh, the liquidators got him.
Yeah.
Coder Dan, we can see your messages. It's just your voice is coming through too. Still.
Smith.
This could go on for like 30 minutes. It's just gonna word by word.
And
RoboDan is just part of this hangout now.
and
VPN. Yeah.
Veep things. Well,
You're
going back to the dev blog, or not, no, the Halloween
Chi-
party invitation, did we go through everything in it? No futuristic? Are we pretty, we've got the art contest, the in real life costume contest, the arena. Are we missing anything?
New Year.
Sorry, I don't want to cut off Coder Dan from 2 minutes ago. There is in the first
I
hour. We didn't mention the ghost tipping
decided
galore, the director hot seat. We did mention the spooky Aavegotchi art contest though.
yeah.
Was Dan
That one
agreeing
was
with
perfect.
you?
No, it's the
I can't keep a straight face. I'm dying. Dan, can I move you to the audience, man?
the
I
internet
don't
here
know.
is
It's like one word at a time. Oh, there you go.
There he goes. That was great.
I wonder if this is gonna work though.
This is being recorded. This is being streamed right now too. It's also funny because I said something and you from 3 minutes ago said, "Yeah."
Sentient
weird,
Dan.
man. It's Quantum Dan.
Quantum
Stanford
Dan.
from the past. Whew. Okay. my
Okay, so
face
Nadir
hurts.
was asking for us to repeat what the art contest is. So
Hmm.
technically, there are 2 art contests. One is a costume contest, which is art. I want to say that's art. You have to dress up, no low effort. The other one is the spooky Aavegotchi art contest, where grab your favorite art creating appliance and create some art with the theme of Gotchis dressed up for Halloween for a chance to win something truly amazing. Some prizes. First prize, 2 fake Gotchi cards and $100 worth of Alchemica. Second prize, 1 fake Gotchi card and $50 of Alchemica. Third prize, 1 fake Gotchi card and $25 of Alchemica. Fourth and fifth, get $10 of Alchemica. Sixth through 10th, get $5 of Alchemica. So if you win the first, second, or third prize, you get a fake Gotchi card where you can probably turn this piece into a fake Gotchi and try to monetize it, as well as some Alchemica on the side. If you get fourth through fifth, you get a little Alchemica. Maybe you can upgrade your favorite altar.
Exactly. I love that synopsis. So if you're in the running, you're going to have something fun to do. So the Alchemica split, I think it's going to be, we'll just have to figure it out on the fly, but probably equal parts as best as we can of each kind of Alchemica. So
I feel like my best option here is to try to take on the Halloween costume competition, the wearable, because my girlfriend makes really good, like she does a lot of arts and crafts, and she's made some really dope costumes in the past herself. So I think I can get her to do something pretty like high effort, just bare minimal if I let her know. Because we have I just have to let her know. Here's like I'm all over the place with them. So hopefully, just make me a Gotchi costume, and I'll have her wear it because it'll probably look better. And we'll try to place high in that costume contest. I have to talk to her first, see if she's available. But yeah, that might be a strategy here.
the better half of no futuristic. You got to rely on them sometimes. She'll get you to the victory.
Yeah, she picked a Pokemon card for me yesterday. I did a recorded video where I was like, "Hey, pick one of these unopened packs. We have 3 of them here. Just pick one." And she's like, "I like the one in the middle." And I pulled it, and it was like a $900 Pokemon card. And then we pulled another one during a live stream during Block Party, and it was a $500 Pokemon card. So I was like, "Yeah, I need to we need to go play the lottery tonight because it's just like that kind of luck is crazy." VRF for the win.
Yeah, that's good. You got, if she's bringing good fortune, that's the most you can ask for. What here? I got a Twitter link. I don't even know why I had this. What does this go to? We're gonna click on it together. Oh, we have gone through most of the hour and not even talked about all the GFA up on stage, but you guys are following this, right? This is huge. Like Sandbox avatars are starting to come out. Some of you have been able to successfully claim your avatars. Others have not. So I don't know. Have you guys tried yet? I'm going to hop in and try right now while we're on the call. I want to see if my 3D voxel art gotchis are ready.
Ooh, yeah. I remember they said they were having some technical issues, but I think it's been worked out for by now. Let's see. Sandbox. They had an announcement that came out earlier this week.
I think it's the Gotchi Gang chat, and that channel, Thrax, you shared one yesterday, right? Yours were coming through.
Yeah, I haven't checked since then, but I had one. But weirdly, it was the one that I bought latest.
That is weird. So it wasn't all of them, and then only your most recent Gotchi actually worked. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens here. I'm gonna follow the instructions. It's very easy though, right? Just follow the link, connect your wallet. It's gonna check if you've got a Gotchi, and if you do, you're gonna have something special waiting.
Here.
Once we all have these avatars, and right around the time the game is going live in the sandbox, the Gotchi game, we should really do like, we'll have to do a big meetup in the Citadel that they've built in Sandbox. Like, we'll have to get all these Gotchis together for sure. So
Yeah, agreed.
can't wait.
Like a parade.
But
Yeah, maybe we can also like raid other worlds or other themed maps inside Sandbox. Who knows?
is there any more
We should-
Gotchi farmy than this though? I've been looking at some of the pictures here. Look at that. You got the baguettes, you got your little Gotchis, a little croissant,
Dude,
little espresso.
they had a great time. I'm actually jealous of these Gotchis at this point. They were all over Paris.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 6-7 photos that were
Let's see
published.
if I can grab a couple more here.
And this is really special. Those are, when you see those are 3D printed Aavegotchis. They're the work of Zbot, heads down, with the original like North Star 3D designs he made of those three Gotchis, and then 3D printed them, and I believe he hand painted them. So the colors coming through, that's all Zbot physical artwork. It's not like, just a toy. It's really really well done fine art. So these went around Paris and then ended up being gifted to Sebastian, right? The Sandbox CEO and founder. So there's like an unboxing video online of him opening them up and just the whole thing. So really cool that Sebastian and Sandbox are so much of fans of Aavegotchi and what we're doing. Zbot's calling them fidgetals, sculptors, toys.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah, Jesse, I was just trying to look for their announcement, and maybe one of the GFA guys or friends can clarify, but I believe it was pushed a little bit further out because they're working through some little snags. I thought they said November 9th, but I could be wrong on that. Or yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. First
November
week
8th.
of November 8th. Yeah. So, yeah, everything's got pushed back by about a week, but hey, that's okay. We got our Halloween party, and then we'll be all geared up and ready to hop in the Sandbox.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, how much GFA wants to say ahead of time, but I mean, just so we're clear, like, a lot of the action shots and things you see ahead of time, the promotional pieces, show the Citadel, which we're all very familiar with, but this is a really, like, they used every square inch of their land parcel for this to max out like how much content they can fit. So you know how like the way it works in Sandbox, you build on the surface, but it's actually like a voluminous cube when you buy a piece of land. There's the sky above and the earth under, and so you could just build on the surface level and call it a day, but they use the game maker engine to basically, they put it to the test and basically filled up the whole cube. So it's like, I don't know how many, 4 or 5, but imagine like 4 or 5 levels stacked on top of each other within one cube. So what the effect is, you end up with like a bunch of themed experiences that are kind of separate but equal. So it's going to be a full blown like game in that sense. Like, you're not just running around a remake of the Citadel or a reimagining of it. It's like there's new worlds to go to and things you haven't seen before in the Gotchiverse, and they take you to new areas with a lot of fun stuff. So some of that might be glimpsed in the trailer, right, Thrax? You do see some hints of some other scenes and scenarios.
Yeah, I had to be really careful with the trailer because there's just so much stuff in there, and I don't want to spoil it. Like initially, the trailer showed a lot more stuff. I want to show you guys everything in trailers, and then everyone was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're ruining the whole thing. Back it up." So what you're seeing is really just the tip of the iceberg. Like there's so much detail that worked into this. It's incredible.
Yep, exactly. It really is the tip of the iceberg. The Citadel, like, I'm just afraid some people aren't getting excited enough because, like, oh, cool, it's the Citadel voxelized, but it's a lot more than that. There's a journey, questing, missions, or whatever you want to call it, and there's a lot more than just the Citadel. So,
I feel
yeah,
like
like
it's
my
gonna.
couch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I feel like it's gonna be one of like the iconic experiences in Sandbox. Like, there's a few of them that I think CyberKong's like they built a pretty cool one. There's a few others that built like really interesting experiences that you'd want to just go to Sandbox to go see, and I feel this is gonna be definitely one of them.
Yeah, I have no doubt that this is definitely going to stand on its own as, it's not a sandbox experience. It's not an Aavegotchi. It's like, it's its own thing and it's really well done. So, yeah, I really think it's going to achieve its goal of anybody coming through sandbox is like, well, what do you do in this sandbox? Well, you go here, you see cybercongs, and you got to stop by the Gotchi experience. You got to go over there. So yeah, it should become like um, like when you go to Disney, what is the one roller coaster everybody wants to go on? There's like the Cyber Mountain or whatever, Space Mountain. I'm
Yeah,
obviously
Space
not a
Mountain.
Disney
Mhm.
guy.
Yeah.
This is gonna be Space Mountain for
Yeah.
Sandbox.
I'm seeing a bunch of gotchis on their shop. So people have obviously
Oh,
got them and they're putting them up for sale. But weirdly, my avatar disappeared. The one
your
that I had.
avatar disappeared. Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
Hefe dropping important links. Yeah, if you're on Twitter, definitely follow Gotchi Farmy. That's the team that put this whole build together. Been working out like a year plus, and I think they have a few more surprises in store. And we haven't spent much time talking about prizes there too. But I mean, talk about is play to earn dead? I don't know. Between the Halloween party, all those gifts and prizes, and then with the sandbox build, there's like a ton of competition they have planned. These things called enigmas, which I'm still. I think it's just a fancy way of saying puzzles that need to be solved within the game. Wouldn't that be fair, Thrax? And like,
Yeah, I think they're just branding.
yeah, and then as you go through, like if you're first to some of these, you're gonna either farm sand token, ghost token. I don't have it right in front of me, but it's in the thousands of dollars of prizes, so it's gonna be significant.
There's a secret role on our server that nobody has yet.
Yes, and the only way to get that will be to join the sandbox game, right?
Hmm.
And
And that
I
unlocks a
guess
secret part of
connect.
the server.
Yeah, you're gonna unlock that. So we're gonna be busy here, questing a way to get our enigmas solved. Oh, Zbot, for the number one collector, we also, gosh, so much going on. The 1 year anniversary of Fake Gotchis just passed. And I saw Thrax, he tweeted about it. Hefe, No Futures, you guys are very involved with fakes too. Can you believe it's only been a year? I was surprised when I heard it. I felt like it's already been out 2, 3 years. I just feel like it's such a staple bedrock piece of Aavegotchi at this point.
I
Yeah, we're
believe.
going into our fourth Halloween party and the first year of Fake Gotchis. It's amazing. It's been a good run. Do we know how many cards have been burned at this point and how many remain?
That's a good question.
There should be a dashboard somewhere. Zbot with the answer right away. Updating in real time. 421, 423.
Art really is the heart of our community. When Fake Gotchis came on, like there were so many artists already kind of like interested in making art, like just not non-fake Gotchi art that was just Aavegotchi themed. And like what a better way, there's no better way to express like our artistic creativity, in my opinion.
Been so much fun making stuff, man. That's all I can say.
It's activated this. Like I remember talking to Soju during the last Fake Fest. He was up there showing us how to draw his version of Aavegotchis, and he went to art school. I mean, I'll let Soju tell the story, but he was pursuing art and then left it for a very long time, and then Fake Gotchis reactivated him, and now he's become like this well-known artist in the space. So it's been really cool to see those activations happen around Aavegotchi art.
And I think this is something I hinted at last week, or I'm going to keep hinting at it until we have something to announce. But last year we did do an amazing time, kind of physicals focused display at Miami Art Basel. This year we'll be back. So first week of December, I think it's December 8 to 10. Let's just look at the link together. We'll be Art Basel in Miami, and so we'll be down at Miami Beach, and Lost Local is taking lead on cooking up some event down there. And definitely, if you're be happy. If you're just Aavegotchi, you're going to be very happy. So some really special things going to be happening at Miami Beach.
I need to get my dragon as a physical, like a giant physical.
The Fake Gotchi dragon. I forget the name of that piece. That dragon is on another level. If I saw that physically, I might have to change my pants.
I mean, dude, I was looking at ways to do it, right? Because initially I was gonna just do canvas print, and then I saw there's a way to like backlight stuff. So you're basically printing on acrylic, and then you're backlighting it, so the eyes would glow and the staff would glow and stuff like that. But I don't know.
That'd be sick. You should drop a picture of the dragon so people not familiar become familiar. It's really good. Hefe, it's gotta be cold in December for you. You coming to Miami?
Yeah, I can make it happen. I think it's a good time to get away from here and enjoy some Miami weather.
Now we're gonna be switching into the DAO hour here in a bit. You guys will take over, but I think isn't there a work in progress, kind of maybe it's at discussion level right now about how to get more DAO members to the events that we're trying to promote Aavegotchi at throughout like the rest of this year and into next year. I think Lost Local is working with some of you guys on putting something special together.
Yeah, and I have to give credit to honestly Light Piglet for leading that one. He's taken the reins. And I know there's actually a kind of a committee that's formed around. I know No Futuristic's part of that. And I'm not even going to say the name because I feel like we're going to come up with a better one. But that is going to be part of the discussion today. That DAO is getting together officially a group of people who will be activated and funded, and in an organized way will be able to coordinate with you guys on Pixelcraft side with Lost Local and just make these events even more amazing than they already are. So I'm really looking forward to that conversation. There's a thread going on already, but I think we'll get into yeah, exactly. Lost Local saying alpha drop in less than 10. So yeah, it's gonna be I think exactly.
All right, well that sets the stage then for Art Basel. I mean, it would, without knowing the details, I'd just say in general, if the DAO can find kind of standardized way to support the most available, most competent, most willing to go and compensate for the time and effort, then that's going to be huge, because the difference between having getting a booth and going to one of these big conferences and representing Aavegotchi with just it's fine, but then if you add in, if the DAO is sending community members there or helping people that want to go with discounts or any way to like help increase those numbers, the presence for Gotchi Gang, we saw it with ETH Denver this last time. It was night and day. So the more we can do that, the more often we can do that, people are going to have to take notice of Aavegotchi. It just makes us, it turns our volume from 5, 6, 7 to 11, and that's where we need to be, especially this coming year.
Absolutely. You guys work hard setting up the events, and we just want to leverage it, make it even better. And like you said, eat Denver, man. Like I didn't realize Aavegotchi has so many magnetic individuals behind the computer screens, but we're doing the world this disservice by just only staying online. We should be out there too and hanging out with friends and showing people what the Gotchi gang loves all about.
Also, since we have game loops that are active now, especially in like a week, we might as well show the world.
Yep, 100%.
Great point.
100%.
I mean, that's why, yeah, exactly. Like Dan, he's done a meetup of some kind or another in like every city he's stopped in, and it's different because we have builds now. People can actually go hands-on with these games, and that's very different than a less tangible product when you're like, well, we got a Web3 dApp, and you can do some staking. That's fine. It's just not like the same experience when you're trying to do it in real life meetup. So with that, it's top of the hour. I'll hand it off to you guys, and I'm definitely gonna hang around in the background and listen in. Especially curious what you guys are cooking up for the IRL events. But what else is on the agenda for this weekend?
Yeah, let me just drop the agenda here. So we got a little, of course, our proposal review. We got a couple in the pipeline there. So we'll have a look at that. We also got Lord Trivia, who's going to be on with us here today, talking about yet another experience that is going to be tackled by the DAO. And he's put something together. I'll let him speak on it, but we're going to have Lord Trivia on the call here today. And of course, the events committee. So it's going to be a good hour. I think we should get right into it. And yeah, why don't we kick it off with a proposal review? And let me share my screen. Right here. Okay. Okay, you should be able to see my screen now, friends. Can you see that? All right.
Yep.
Excellent. So let's just go over the ones that just ended recently. We got the Gotchi Crawler leaderboard prize pool funding. That one passed unanimously, and this is to fund a playtest for the Gotchi Crawler. So it's met quorum with 11 million votes. 84% of the DAO was in favor of that, and simple 5,000 ghost player reward bounty to incentivize first, second, third prizes going all the way to 100th. So I think there's going to be a bit of like a long tail with prizes there. So look out for that. Oliver Spoon working really hard on that. And yeah, I'm pretty stoked on the dungeon crawler. Let's see here. Next up, we have Agap 96, which is funding Rarity Farming Season 7. And that one has reached quorum with 12 million votes. 93% of the DAO in favor of. This Rarity Farming season is getting kicked up a notch with Immaterial working on his Gotchi Battler. So there'll be 100K funded for the Battler. And yeah, again, a bit of a long tail there. First, second, third prizes go from 10,000, 6,000, and 2,500 ghost. And then going all the way to 512th place. So this tournament will be really interesting. It'll be a single elimination tournament with one round each day. And to participate, you just need to enter your team during the registration period at the start of the tournament. Then your team will automatically progress through each round. There's a VRF element there, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm here for it. Launch period is Season 7, hopefully round 1 to commence on October 31st or whenever we, in line with the launch of Rarity Farming, when we launch that. So keep an eye out for that. And this proposal has passed. So yeah, Rarity Farming coming soon. Agap 97, Gotchi Crawler Leaderboard Prize Pool. That's just the first proposal I talked about there. That is the core prop, which has also passed 89% in favor of with 12 million votes, and that met quorum. All right. And so now we got two new proposals by Hardcore here. Let's see. The first one is a 5,000 die bounty for Forge Delta XP Delta and LDR here. Yeah, this is tweaking the leaderboards and the tail length and size of the reward pool. Also, a Forge leaderboard that tracks the Forge level of Gotchis and gives rewards using standard reward curve. Adding some Delta mechanics and XP mechanics. And so this is an interesting proposal. Let's see here. We're halfway to quorum on this one, and it looks like we're split right down the middle here, 49% to 50%. I think this is a pretty new proposal. You got 4 more days on it, so make sure you get your votes in. And hardcore, real quick, if you're in the audience, can you drop a forum link for anybody that wants to ask questions, clarify around this proposal? If there's a place for them to do that, I think that would be really helpful. And there we go. And here we got another one here, 1,000 ghost bounty for designing, implementing, and passing reporting standards proposal. This is something he has. I think there is a thread out there for this one, discussing the having a reporting committee form around reporting standards specifically for projects, I believe. Let's see. The deliverables are design reporting framework that requires less than 1 hour a month from a project and its outputs that contain correctly formatted information. And so the idea here, it can be leveraged in social media, blog posts, Discord, creating some templates and forms, similar to like the DTF project submission forms, and just creating more of a structured framework around reporting standards for projects. And so I believe he has got the wheels going on a committee around this. So definitely check out the forum post. If you're interested in being part of this, definitely let him know. Right now, we are looking at 90% in favor of, which I totally agree. Personally, I think we do need something like this. It would be good to have even a general sense of accountability around projects. Even though, honestly, projects have been, like the Forge team have been pretty good with updates, but to have some sort of a structured, just my opinion, to have some sort of a structured area where these things can live and have someone maintain them or a group maintain them, I think that would be great. Aavegotchi DAO does have a Notion. I built it out earlier on, and I think it could be really utilized for something like this. And so there we go. 90% are in favor of this, halfway to quorum, and pretty reasonable ask in my opinion for what it's trying to achieve. So get your votes in there, friends. Ends in 4 days, and that takes care of the proposals for this week. Let me just have a quick look at the comments here. Yeah, Golden Cross project management standards for the win. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm just going to look at some of the comments here. Snowboard campaign, lost local. Yeah, I think we're good. Oh, Zbot, what is going on here? I was actually not looking at the chat while I was going through the snapshot, but that looks really cool. Not sure where this is going, but I'm stoked. I'm here for it. Yeah, first year existence. Oh, okay. I guess it's a gift, maybe. Right on. Okay. Well, with that being said, friends, I would like to invite Lord Trivia himself to the stage, if you're here, sir. GM.
GM. How is everyone today?
Excellent, my friend.
Beautiful. It's a little early over here on the West Coast, but I'm here to bring the energy. I really appreciate everyone's time today. What's up, Jesse?
Lord Trivia, good to see you, sir.
Hey, brother, how are you? Good to see you. Thrax, No Future, Hefe, everyone down there. I think I see my boy Jason, Lost Local, Highbot, Toyna, Dan. What's up, everybody? Thank you for having me. So I came on maybe a few weeks ago or earlier last month to mention that we were going to be proposing something for the Aavegotchi DAO. from Freckle TV. And yesterday, we finally got all of our ducks in a row and decided to drop the proposal in the DAO forum, which I put in there yesterday. You can see it's titled Freckle X Aavegotchi, and there's a little graphic there that Soju did up that says Gotchi Guess. So there's a lot to unpack with this proposal. It's kind of two-pronged in that it is both an investment opportunity for the Gotchi DAO to invest in Freckle TV's equity round, and it's bundled in with what you could consider a game developer grant, though it doesn't have necessarily the same benchmarks and quotas that a grant might. First, I want to tell you a little story. 2021 Art Basel. I'm with Jason, Lost Local, D. Simone, and he has just gotten done giving me an explanation of what Aavegotchi is. He asked me to come to Art Basel to experience the NFT world because I was heavy into crypto and he knew that. And he said, hey, come with me and do this. And I'll never forget that my genuine, honest to God, first NFT Web3 experience was the land auction, the GBN land auction that happened in December, end of November-ish, 2021. And it was just this trippy, psychedelic, wild experience that was basically Zillow on acid, right? And I was like, what is this? And Jason's explaining it to me, and I thought it was the most amazing thing. Flash forward to now, Jason is working in biz dev for Pixelcraft, and it's one of his favorite projects. I'm here pitching the DAO after a number of successful previous collaborations and partnerships with Aavegotchi. And I just wanted to say that I'm really, really excited to bring this to you guys. We've never pitched anything quite like this before to, you know, other DAOs or other projects. And I think that when you take a step back and you look at what we're trying to do with Freckle and what Gotchi is trying to do, both the DAO and the studio, we're super excited and think this is a really, really great fit. So what we're proposing, or what I'm proposing, is that the DAO makes an investment in Freckle TV's ongoing pre-seed round. We've been raising a round for the last year that's been value at 500,000 with a 5 million valuation cap. We've been raising via safe notes, simple agreement for future equity, pretty much the most standardized investment instrumentation that, you know, exists at this stage of investment. We have some amazing people on the cap table. We're well over 60% completed with raising that money. As you know, I've been running and operating Freckle TV for the last year or so. Those of you who don't know me or our project Freckle TV, I would implore you to 100% go check us out. We've been live for well over a year. We are an interactive game show network, and we are building out games that everyone can participate in, entirely free to play, and are rewarded for their participation. And we are partnered with some big brands. Anyone who's, you know, kept an eye on us or played our game over the last year knows that we've been partnered with everyone from Happy Dad Haritos all the way to Manscaped, Funko Pop, and Bandai Namco as amazing advertisers and prize sponsors. So the goal has always for us to be a entertainment network, not just a daily trivia game, which is what we offer now. We've wanted to push and expand and eventually have a robust platform filled with interactive gaming content, all that is play and win. And we were developing this new game that I was candidly calling WTF, what the fuck, excuse my language. WTF is that, which is a super easy, fun game that's completely intuitive and engaging. All it is players get zoomed in video clips or still images, and then are rewarded points for their correctness of answer. I'm talking high quality, high end zoomed in macro images, and you have to guess what it is in a very, very quick amount of time, and you're rewarded for how fast you guess it. We were calling this WTF as that, and I started building out the show Bible, the game Bible, and things like that. And the more and more that we thought about it, the more we thought that it needed some creative IP behind it to really make it pop. And I was talking with Jason maybe months ago about this idea, and he said, you know, Aavegotchi is full of lore and full of wonder and full of amazing narrative. that could be drawn from and maybe worked into this. And the more I sat and thought about it, the more I realized what a great fit that it was. Typically, when this happens, you know, it feels like you're shoehorning two ideas together. And the more that we sat down, thought about this, and drafted up ideas, the more we realized what a great fit it was. So we started to rebrand rebrand What the Fuck Is That? WTF Is That? To Gotchi Guess, which along the same lines, functionally, gameplay-wise, mechanically, is the same, but instead has a overarching storyline that is pulled from the Gotchi lore and is branded with Gotchi visuals, creatively, visually, aesthetically, everything that we want in the game is going to feel and look like it's coming from Aavegotchi and not necessarily Freckle TV. The cool part about this opportunity for the DAO is that this isn't just a builder grant where you're throwing money out into the wind for a game to be built, not really having any ties to the success or future of at least in its longevity or in its lifespan, offering an investment opportunity. So investment, just like any of our investors, would be around a percentage of ownership in a very, 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 very desirable round of fundraising for us. There are some really great players on the cap table. We have a couple VCs, some really high net worth angels. Another DAO is on the cap table. But what we haven't done is we have not layered in a builder grant to a investment equity opportunity. And this would be the first time that we're doing so because it just makes sense. We want to build this game. It's on our roadmap to build WTF as that. We feel that to make that game really pop, to make it more marketable, to make it what we know could be a global viral sensation, something that everyone tunes in and plays all over the world, because it's only going to take you 45 seconds every morning to play the game and win prizes. We believe that it needs that IP, that push. So fitting it with Gotchi just makes sense to us, right? And then, of course, being able to work with individuals like Jason and like Soju, who are extraordinarily familiar with obviously both the Gotchi ecosystem and its complexities as well as its lore. So that's why we're really excited to have Jason guiding some of the creative direction and Soji being our lead design and art director, which is very exciting. So yeah, I mean, this is what we want to do. You know, we have already created a very successful platform that a number of the Gotchi community supports. You know, I know to this day we have a number of you still playing. You have created new accounts. Many of you have won prizes. We've given away Aavegotchi prizes. We've thrown events together. You know, the more that I think about this, this just feels like an amazing fit. And I couldn't think of anyone else that I would want to do this with other than people who I genuinely consider my friends out here. This is not the same type of pitch that I give when I'm talking to a venture community. You know, I've met so many of you and spent a lot of time with you and had conversations with you that have affected the way that I go about my life as a founder. And I want to continue to be surrounded by this community and by this ecosystem. And I only want to further Freckles' relationship with not only the DAO, but also the greater Gotchi universe.
Oh man, yeah, we all know the relationship with Freckle has been a comfy one for sure. You know, I guess I have a couple questions regarding Gotchi Guess, and like maybe you could give us a little bit of a gist of at this stage kind of what Gotchi Guess is looking like, how people are gonna play the game, and maybe just a couple details on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can see some of, I put some sort of broad strokes overview on Gotchi Guess. I do have a show Bible that I can put the link somewhere. I just wasn't sure how the community felt about the link. Yeah, right. So I wasn't going to drop a Google Drive or a PDF link like in there, but it does exist. So the show is, the logic is laid out and the game format has been decided upon, but nothing has been built. So the majority of this investment that you guys would be making would be going to actually like functionally building the game. But overall, it's a light lift. These aren't like extremely complicated 3D assets or things like that. We're not doing this in Unity or an Unreal Engine. This is being built as a React.js mobile web app. And the reason is we want everyone to be able to play this, whether, you know, you're on your phone in Australia or you're on your laptop in New York. It doesn't matter. We want you to be able to play this game because this game is all about mass exposure, wide exposure, both for Freckle TV and, of course, the Aavegotchi brand. So the way that I envision the game working is, you know, you go to a completely separate website, a gotchi.gg website, and it would be branded all Gotchi themed. Soju would be doing the art direction. So if you could picture Soju's kind of Gotchi style overarching the entire experience, you go to create a profile. And the cool thing about that is we want it to connect with our Freckle TV profiles so that the earnings in this game and the earnings in trivia, they all kind of go together and you're able to spend those earnings, you know, in the same places. So it's all one really cohesive ecosystem. You create an account, you go to play a new game. Games, we want them to be simple. We want a new game every single day. We want these games to take no more than 60 to 90 seconds to complete. You'll be guided by a Gotchi character avatar that you'll be able to choose from. So you'll be able to choose between, you know, one of 5 different Gotchi avatars. And this is mostly a cosmetic feature set, but, you know, it's cosmetic, but it's going to be your guide and it's going to be your character as you play this game. And the game is pretty simple. You're going to get shown zoomed in images. It's going to go 3, 2, 1. What is that? And it's going to zoom out very slowly. And I'm talking about macro to the level where we're almost microscopic. You're not going to know what this is at first. It's going to slowly zoom out. As it starts to zoom out, a 10-second timer goes. Tick, 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 tick. As soon as you know what it is, you type in the answer. You get a correct or a wrong, and it gives you points, and you move on to the next round. 3 rounds in a daily game, and then you earn your points. That's it. That is the as simple and as fun and as addictive as this game could possibly be. Now, in terms of the storyline and the creative around it and the visual direction, we are very flexible. And that's why, you know, if I was building this as WTF is that, it would be built in a completely different look, feel, and vibe. The only thing that would be the same is the game mechanics, the game logic itself. But now that we're able to involve the Gotchi universe potentially and people like Soju, it's really going to take on a collaborative look of its own.
Oh man, I'm loving this. Like I've played the Freckle Trivia and it is so much fun. It's quick, fast paced, very low barrier to entry. Like you just get on there and you connect to the platform and you're there and you're doing these and to have a gotchified experience is on mobile, you know, I think that's great exposure for the Gotchi gang in my opinion too. Do we have any questions in the comments as well here? Just we're gonna throw that one out there as well for Lord Trivia.
I'd love to answer any questions. Please put me in the hot seat, y'all. Make me feel uncomfortable. But no, Hefe, to your point, you've played our trivia game, and I think that the biggest value that we really bring to an ecosystem that's so deep and complex and amazing as Aavegotchi is that we may have created a way to really distill it down, simplify it, and present it to a world that may be put off by complexity. And we've done that with our trivia. Everyone has played trivia. Everyone has gone to a bar and like attempted for that bar tab or done trivia crack or whatever it is. You've done it. So when you go to our platform and you're like, oh, this is trivia, you're seeing that you're like, oh, this is trivia. This is something fun. This is something familiar. And I think that it's our affable, familiar, and approachable formats that paired with the Aavegotchi branding and IP and visuals and aesthetic, that's, I think, a match made in heaven. Personally, that's something that I would be attracted to. And Jason would laugh at me because he knows I'm Asian and attracted to cute kawaii things, and Aavegotchi is totally that. Especially when you guys dropped the new 3D avatars, like the little Asian inside of me went, oh, that's so cute. But, you know, I think that aesthetic can be, you know, really bottled and distributed to a world that doesn't care or know or want to know about Web3 or even, complicated mobile gaming. You guys have all of that taken care of. You have, that minutia, those complexities, the amazing, robust games that you're developing. And we want to create something that's a completely side experience, a completely separate experience, but one that brings an entirely different type of person into the Gotchi ecosystem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because those are the people we've brought in. Those are the types of people we've brought in to Web3 through trivia. People who, they made their first wallet through our platform, and that's an amazing thing. Because when you talk about expanded opportunities, which is, I think, what really excites. I know you mentioned it below, but what really excites me the most is that we do not have a robust tokenomics infrastructure. We have a play to earn ecosystem, but nothing quite like Aavegotchi. And I envision a way to really move Freckle potentially onto Gotchi chain and really interacting with the ecosystem assets a lot more in the future. And this is just a start to being able to get there. And I know that benefits every aspect of the Gotchi ecosystem.
Yeah, absolutely. I see some good questions coming in here. I see Coder Dan is asking, so from his understanding, so you download the WTF game and then Gotchi guess would be inside of it. It would be one of the experiences that someone could click into and get this whole array of this Gotchified experience with Freckle trivia.
Sorry, I was muted. Where are the questions? Oh, there
I'm just
they
looking
are.
at the
Okay,
comments. Yeah, so he's saying you download the WTF game and Gotchi guess would be kind of inside of it, right?
Okay, got it. No, so this is gonna be very similar to our current experience, to the way that Freckle.live operates. Whether you're on a phone, whether you're on a mobile device, we're getting rid of WTF as that if we move forward with this partnership. The WTF as that it'll be the game formerly known as WTF, like Prince. It'll now be known going forward as Gotchi Guess. There would be no downloading, Dan. The idea is that this is a mobile web app. So whether you're on Android, whether you're on iPhone, whether you're on your desktop, PC, or laptop, it doesn't matter. Just like our full TV experience, you're able to hop on and play even with like the shittiest Wi-Fi. And complete our experience and earn without downloading a single thing, without inputting any of your data. If you don't want to, you can just like hop in and play. Right now, if you go to Freckle.live and you click on one of the videos, you can play that video immediately, entirely for free, without giving us any of your information. But at the very end of that episode, it's going to prompt you to create an account so you can earn some tickets. And we expect to do the same thing for Gotchi Guess, because especially when we're talking about, what our viral social media advertising is going to be for this thing, we want to rapidly onboard people playing this game every.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing some other, let's see if there's any other questions. Friends, drop your questions in the comments for Lord Trivia here. Musashi is also, this is not really a direct question, but he's saying if you guys have ever met Infinity Keys, because some friends are already envisioning other partnerships this could lead to. It's just good to see. It's good to see.
I love it. I think that's a great idea, Musashi. And yeah, I mean, we've certainly thought about it. The reason it's kind of a catch-22 when we were first starting, our investors and advisors wanted us to build a app, like an iOS app. But right in and of itself, like we just cut out the majority of people who play our game. Had we built an iOS app right off the bat, we would have lost out on a lot of people. So it would have had to have been an Android app as well. And then we can't have people playing on a computer. And we have 40% of our players actually playing on a computer. That's actually our international users. So we are live in over 70 countries every day. So we wanted to make the platform as flexible as possible. But man, wanting to do a mobile app to do push notifications is like, that's completely next level in terms of user retention. That's how HQ Trivia was getting people to play to the tune of 500,000 to 1 million people playing a day, because they would just serve them a notification in a text. So the ability to do that is just amazing.
That's a good point there. Coder Dan also adding here. He says, "My first thought is if we're trying to onboard normies into Aavegotchi Web 3, it might be a little bit tricky to identify areas from our lore, because they don't know what an Aavegotchi is. So maybe what's your take on that?"
Yeah. So I think he's just thinking of it from a different perspective. The objects that people are guessing are not part of the Gotchi lore. They're everyday objects. We're talking, objects that we can pair with product placement, like a macroscopic Oreo cookie, or something like that. I'm just looking around my house right now, but it's just objects, a butterfly wing, a bat's ear, things like that. It's random objects that people are guessing, not necessarily Gotchi lore. Gotchi is tied into the overall storyline. It's tied into the lore of our game as well. So the backstory that we're working on, and again, we're flexible. I've posted in the DAO forum thread thing. Let me pull it up here. In a distant corner of the Aavegotchi universe, a brave Gotchi explorer has been chosen for a special mission to travel to the mysterious planet of Earth and investigate various objects and items of interest. These earthly items are not just curiosities. They may hold the key to understanding new forms of Gotchi energy that could revolutionize the Gotchi world. Again, a little bit of that is just me throwing shit at the wall, and a little bit of that is actually coming from a conversation I had with Jesse at one point. The important thing here is to note is that this is flexible, and we are working, of course, we will work with people like Jason and Soju to make sure that, that the lore is incorporated in every aspect from face value all the way through Easter egg.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember my first experience with Freckle Trivia was the Halloween partnership you did with Aavegotchi. That's how we all kind of got introduced to Freckle Trivia. So that was really interesting because it was like an Aavegotchi themed kind of challenge where you'd earn portals or Aavegotchis. But it was definitely like Halloween lore. You know what I mean? Like it was like horror movies and that sort of thing. So is that kind of what you're saying? Like there would be an Aavegotchi theme, there'd be like an Aavegotchi story that kind of goes through, but ultimately the trivia itself could be anything really, right?
Yeah, but the gameplay and like the characters in the game, it's still going to be Gotchi style. But the actual images, yeah. Everything's going to feel Gotchified. This isn't going to look like it's a Freckle TV experience. That's not the point. Like Freckle TV is building it, we're powering it, but like we really want this to be, from 10,000 feet up and from right in there in the nitty gritty of the game. I want this to look, feel, smell, act, walk, talk, crawl like an Aavegotchi experience.
Okay. Got you. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. People saying push notifications would be good. That's okay. Aavegotchi portal gazing. Yeah, I'm just seeing general good sentiment around here. See, Dr. Wagme has a post here. I'm a huge Freckle fan and believer. Formal partnership with Aavegotchi makes sense. I believe the ask is for funding from the DAO in exchange for equity in the product. This gives the DAO a new potential revenue stream. Exposure to our ecosystem might also attract new users. The great beneficiary is probably Pixelcraft, who has a very tight hold on the IP, which will be used and promoted through the game. So do we as a DAO want to pay and promote, integrate the Aavegotchi IP in exchange for equity in WTF trivia? Probably, in my opinion, he says.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, that's the right perspective to look at it. And that's why this is kind of a unique deal in terms of like the bundled builder grant, right? Because if we were just coming at it and saying, hey, DAO, throw us 100,000 so we build this thing, that, again, from one perspective may seem to benefit the Pixelcraft in terms of the support of the IP and onboarding new people and getting the IP out there. But the equity option gives you skin in the game, but not just the Gotchi guest game, but also the game that we have had for the last year and a half, 2 years, and everything that we continue to do. You are taking ownership in our project. The DAO is going to be on our cap table as owning a percentage of Freckle TV, which legally is known as the Fixed Media Group. So that's what you're actually investing in. And then a large portion of that investment is going to be used to satisfy one of our roadmap items, which was building this WTF is that game. But now we get to do it even better with the support from the Gotchi community and the Gotchi lore and et cetera, et cetera. So I'm stoked.
Oh man, yeah, I'm pretty stoked on this. We need to get more comfy with Freckle trivia, all right? That's all I'm gonna say.
Big
Yeah, man.
thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you. If there's no other questions, I've taken up enough of the DAO's time, so I'm happy to yield the floor, as they say, and then we could chat offline about whatever comes next. But everyone, thank you so much, seriously, and I really am excited to potentially join the Aavegotchi family even further. I feel like a black sheep.
real quick before you jump off, where can friends go if they have more questions, if they want to provide more feedback? I know there's a little bit of brainstorming that was going on over here. If we want to carry this on, where can friends go? Do you have a forum post or somewhere where they can continue the conversation?
Yeah, does that happen in the forum typically? Because I have a forum post where I've put a personal statement and then outlined the entire terms of the investment, as well as a brief overview of what the Gotchi Guess game is. So it seems like some people are chatting in there, but I'm happy to answer any other questions in there. And if people want to see documentation, like PDF links, analytics sheets, like stuff like that, obviously that's in a Google Doc then. So, you'll just have to let me know how you want that sent to you.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, I see Choina dropped the link there to your post. So check that out. Carry the conversation in there. You got feedback, questions, comments. Let him know. Yeah, this is awesome. And thank you for your time.
Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Absolutely. All right, friends. Well, with that being said, we got Lost Local in the house. We got Lost Local. Light Piglet, you're welcome up here as well, sir.
GM. How's everyone doing?
Friends.
Awesome. So I am going to, Light Piglet's been doing a lot of the legwork on this, so I'm going to let him kind of take the lead. However, I wanted to just kind of give a brief little, I guess, like qualifier or a little additional information. So yeah, we're presenting the IRL task force proposal. For context of time, we have Art Basel coming up right around the corner. As of now, we have something like absolutely massive on the Pixelcraft side that we're going to be dropping on the Aavegotchi community in the world that we can't tell you about for another 2 weeks. So unfortunately, I cannot use that information to get you excited, but I can promise you we are releasing something massive, and it's going to be really important to have support of the community there. However, in the meantime, I'm going to drop in the chat here a link to another event that I can announce of at Art Basel. This 4-day event. We will have a dedicated booth here. We're going to have a prize wheel where we'll be giving out prizes. And we are also going to be demoing Gotchi Guardians in the arena. So we will be participating at the $9,000 level in this deck that I just shared. The reason I'm doing that is I'm just trying to kind of start to give folks a little bit of an idea of what we've got going on in Miami, so that as this proposal goes live, we can keep that in mind when voting, and just pay attention on November 4th, because that's when the big news drops. So now that I've talked at everyone for 5 minutes straight, I'm going to shut up and let Light Piglet take it from there.
All right. So good morning, everyone. Basically, what we're proposing here is funding a live events task force to work with Pixelcraft and coordinate strategy for all these live events that they have planned coming up. Obviously, they put a lot of money into the booth design with the BFG. They got, grid flooring, a nice new sign with all the artwork, raffles, the whole 9 yards. and we want to leverage that to our ability and get more people playing the game. So basically what we're requesting is a budget of $80,000 paid as $20,000 per quarter in either USDC or DAI, which we would convert to USDC upon transfer just for payment's sake. And then after the first year, we would have to submit for any additional funding. So kind of like a trial pilot for the first year. The funding would roll over on a quarterly basis. So if we don't spend the full 20K because we didn't need it all, it would roll over. This would probably be the case with the first funding quarter. We would expect a much lower number for Art Basel, which is the only thing we have planned. And then in the next quarter, we're going to have ETH Denver, which is going to be a big event. So we plan to spend more money. These funds are mostly going to be used for travel, per diem, event booth work, and incidental travel expenses, mainly just to pay people that are actually doing stuff. The team would be myself as the admin lead, No Futuristic as the media lead, Lost Local as the PC liaison, and T-Bird as our support. T-Bird, myself, and No Futuristic have all previously worked events with Pixelcraft, so we do have some experience working with Lost Local, and he did kind of choose us a little bit to help work with him. Beyond that, we want to create a little incentive for people to actually attend events if we're going to be spending money on all this stuff. If you're going to send people here, we also want people to show up. So we came up with the idea that we're going to have IRL wearables as well. We're going to source. Sorry, car just crashed outside. We're going to source art from the community. So we're going to use, fake artists to create custom shirts, hoodies, hats, whatever the case may be, probably seasonal items in most cases. And they're going to be legendary rarity. So there'll be a limited quantity of 100 or less. We're going to create a type form that'll be a working list of all the DAO members and their locations. So we can pick people to help both assist us and to hand out these IRL wearables that we're going to create. For right now, we have a small schedule, kind of tentative still. A lot of things still need to be announced. So right now, we're definitely doing Art Basel, which is December 8th through the 10th. Ethereum Denver, for sure, which is February 29th to March 3rd next year, and Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, which is March 19th to March 22nd. Then we have NFT NYC on here, Rare Evo Denver, and Art Basel next year, with international events TBD. We're still waiting on a lot of stuff to be announced, so we don't really have dates to say, hey, we're gonna hit SmartCon, on this date. It just happened, so we still gotta wait for that announcement. But we do want to put an emphasis on things like DevCon, SmartCon, ETH Tokyo, ETH Dubai, and target international events as well. We have lots of international community. We got the Farmily in France. We got Pixelcraft in Southeast Asia. So we are a global community. So there is going to be an emphasis on international as well. I don't know about myself, No Future, and T-Bird being at all those events, but we're going to coordinate with people that are capable of handling the type of work we need done to send representatives of the DAO there as well. I think that's about it.
Oh man, that is exciting, and thank you all for getting this together. We saw the energy and the vibe around ETH Denver. It was actually a pleasure meeting you, Light Piglet. Actually, meeting the whole Gotchi gang at ETH Denver was good vibes, and people really were drawn to the Aavegotchi presence at ETH Denver. We really stood out and made a significant impact. I think the ETH Denver account has started tweeting again to get back into the momentum as we go into the next ETH Denver. and I believe one of their first few posts was a nostalgic Aavegotchi post. Yeah, there you go, Choina. That's in the hearts and minds of the Eat Denver friends, who are also Aavegotchi friends as well. So I'm stoked to have this IRL presence, riding on the coattails of Pixelcraft's the work that they've been putting in at these events, and just leveraging it, showing the power of our community out there as well. Do we have any questions here, friends? Questions in regards to
Oliver asked about Europe lined up. Nothing lined up, but I would definitely want to hit ECC for sure in Paris. I feel like that's a must hit. We already got Farmy there, so we definitely have to make that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. ECC, yeah, NFT Paris. I have a question.
And I imagine
go ahead.
SmartCon too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I imagine we would do SmartCon again there. I mean, Coder Dan just did give a talk, as well as some more Pixelcraft members. So they know us. Let's be even louder next time.
Absolutely. I have one question in regards. I know there's some conversation happening around recruiting. So you have your core team here, but also in regards to recruiting, how are you guys thinking? Is it going to be local first, or first come first serve?
Yeah, so I do have it in here that we're going to try to source most of the team that can, at least 25%. I think at minimum, most events would be 4 people. That's why I put that, because it would be me, NF, T-Bird, and then the local person. But hopefully a higher percent in most cases of local staff. So, we're going to put out a type form for everybody to fill out if they want to. Nobody has to. If they're willing to attend regularly, just so we know you're there and you can sign up for the shirts and that kind of stuff. Or if you want to work as well, you'll have both options. And then from there, when we do have an event, we'll look at the people that are local. I mean, it's kind of a subjective decision. We can't just kind of have anybody working the camera or working the booth just because they signed up. We probably want DAO members that know about Aavegotchi working the booth, know what they're talking about, or people that actually have camera experience for stuff in the media department. So that'll be a little bit more of a subjective internal decision for the work part of it. But for the wearable, get your shirt thing, that'll be first come, first serve. At bigger events where we have lots of people, it'll probably be 100 shirts, where it's a smaller event is probably only going to be like 5. It'll be a godlike rarity shirt. So we'll try to have a little play on that as well. So there is that incentive to be like first and to show up, like you get this sick merch that nobody else has.
Oh man, imagine getting some of that early DAO merch too. Like, we're going places, friends. Like, you definitely want to get some of this early stuff, because yeah, just like some of those early collectibles, many other communities, and it does. People want that. The FOMO kicks in later. Yeah. And so, just in regards to the merch, what are your thoughts? Like, so selling the merch at the events, is that going to be kind of in a way bankrolling some of the events? Is that going to be money that goes to the DAO? Is that money that's going to help fund you guys, like for your own treasury, to keep building it up as an events community? How are you thinking about that aspect of it?
I think Pixelcraft handles most of the merch. I mean, that's something we could do and something we could talk about, is creating our own merch to sell. But in some ways, I feel like that might be stepping on Pixelcraft toes.
Well,
for selling stuff.
Currently we have our everything that's available in our merch shop, and we're gonna have like a point of sale at the conventions. That being said, if we want to create like a DAO funded item, there's no reason why we can't allocate the earning from those products back to the DAO. So if we wanted to create maybe like a collaborative physical drop that the DAO was responsible for designing, and maybe also the DAO funds the production, then we could absolutely host the product in the shop, and work on that and make it collaborative in that way. But I think for the purpose of this proposal, the DAO clothing is more of like participation and kind of like flex and less about revenue stream.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It kind of gives us a army of walking billboards around an event. You know, Max Decrypton had suggested like a monetary incentive of some sort. But, you know, the assumption is that people are going to be like a good shiller or even shill Aavegotchi at all. There's no person tracking them around, making sure they're doing that, which is totally fine. So if we turn them into a walking billboard, they're doing their job, you know, by default.
100%. We saw the power of those sweaters last year, right? Those went such a long way. We were all
Exactly.
walking billboards.
I had so many people stop me like on the ski mountain the one day and ask me about my sweater.
Yeah, very cool. Mm-hmm.
And then there is a phase 2 that's not totally fleshed out. It is very much in the works, and this would probably come with the second round of funding. But just thinking about it now as community-led meetups and tournaments, and in these Gotchi IRL hot zones, since we have everybody's location, like we know like Denver or Dubai or Tokyo, like we have a lot of Gotchi gang there. Like we can have a bunch of people come in, meet each other, and if we have people there, like they can play the game and compete with each other. I think that's like a beaming experience, and you know that's something we strive to be. You know, Gotchi Con, that like you know our own conference for Gotchi gang. It would be small-ish, I assume, but something that you know I would love to do later down the road. And then, you know, something like, you know, real big thinking out loud is like, you know, having like a real gaming tournament that's like casted on Twitch, blah, 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 blah. We fly people in. If they want to float in, you could compete virtually. But like have like a real in-life tournament like that, you know, something like the LCS championships, but for Gotchi.
Oh man, yeah, stoked here. I'm definitely channeling Dan's vibe here, saying really love the idea of gaming specific meetups, especially if we can attract normie gamers to this. You know, he's saying they took over a whole gaming cafe in Lyon. So yeah, I think Gotchi Gang is already attested to the fact that we can take over these cafes and build out really impromptu, cool experiences.
Yeah, and like having that infrastructure set up with, you know, the necessarily like wallets and, you know, having good computers for people to use, all that kind of stuff. And like knowing like which venues we can use are good venues, etc. Like all that kind of stuff. But that is very much in the works.
Oh man, this is cool. And so, all right. Are there any questions here in regards to the events committee? I know there's also some talk happening around a name for you guys. Are we gonna stick with the? I can't even say it, man. Like I don't know. We gotta call it something. I mean, that's totally my opinion here. But like cool names. You know, check out the thread that we got going on right now. Because people are dropping some really interesting ones. But are there any that have stood out to you? They're like, well, maybe we could call it this, or we could just call it the Durl TF for now.
No, I like the GGs as in good games. You know, it's like a gaming term.
GG,
so
yeah.
I feel like that vibes well with you know, our being a gaming protocol. What is it currently, Thrax? I don't know. Go ahead, try to say it. I already changed it to IRLTF in all the documentation because that is way easier to say. But yeah, I'm so down to change it. Right now, I like.
That's what I think of every time too. Joe Dirt.
Yeah, same. Trying to. I think of the same thing. But yeah, I'm definitely down to change the name. So that part is certainly a work in progress as well. We may move forward with like the prop sooner rather than later because Art Basel is coming up rather quickly. We need to start planning that. So you know the name could pop in from Signal Propel to Core Prop, which I'm totally fine with.
Yeah, that's all good. Oh man, yeah. So this is awesome. Thank you for sharing this. Are there anything else you want to drop here? Otherwise, where can friends go to continue the conversation? I think we mentioned a forum thread, right?
I'll drop the forum again, and the link to the long form proposal is in there as well. That's been updated a bit with feedback over time, but I think it's pretty solid now. So that will probably be the proposal or close to it, with a name change.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, no, thank you for sharing this. I'm stoked. IRL representation coming from Aavegotchi DAO. All right, friends. So with that being said, we're near the end of our call here, and there are some things I wanted to cover, but we can table it for next week. There's some early discussion around sub DAOs and having hardcore is on the right track here with creating frameworks for people to get these groups together and activate parts of our community that maybe still haven't activated yet but want to be involved in a deeper way. These are great examples of things that people are doing within Aavegotchi DAO. I see Chair. Yep, you're welcome up as well, sir. Just real quick, one more thing that I want to just throw out there for next week. Freebeer had dropped. Freebeer is another community member that dropped a forum post on the sustainability, just the future of rarity farming. And so maybe we can have some sort of a brainstorming session around that. But I encourage y'all to go check out his post. It's already kind of going. Keep the momentum going. Put your feedback in about rarity farming. What do you envision for the future? Should it be more gamified? I like what Material's doing. Should we just have it, have a scheduled plan for the next few, just so we know what to expect? Kind of get your thoughts out there on that. But with that being said, we got Chair up here as well. Welcome, sir.
Hey, folks. Good morning. Especially to everyone on the West Coast. Hello. Quick update. Unity Keys puzzles, except for one, have all gone dormant. If you participated and were active in time, I commend you. I applaud you. This includes and is not limited to Leonardo da Gotchi's puzzles, Roxiano's, of course, Gotchi Dippity. All of the Gotchi puzzles are in a dormant state. We are reworking the puzzle structures. We'll make announcements as pertinent. Everyone stand by. Thank you for playing. I can't wait to get into Sandbox here. That's kind of why I jumped up. Somebody point me to where I need to go to Sandbox. I'm very excited. Otherwise, DM everyone. And I love you all very much. And look, we got it in on time.
Absolutely.
Whee.
Infinity Keys, friends. Show some love. Absolutely. Hey, Zebug coming in here at the last second. How about 420.69? How about that? Clock has what, 20 minutes on it now? Highest bid 219. Check it out. Get your bids in. Iconic fake Gotchi artist. Well, friends, I think that's it for our hangout here today. Thank you for joining us on Saturday. There it is. There's the link for the Gotchi avatars. Definitely connect your wallet. See what your Gotchis are looking like. Sandbox voxelized. And we look forward to seeing y'all in the Sandbox. But yeah, if we don't see you for the rest of this week, we'll see you next Saturday, 2 p.m. UTC. We're doing this every week, friends. Next week, be there. Definitely be there next week. You do not want to miss that. If you own an Aavegotchi, if you own one ghost, you need to be there because there's some serious stuff going on. We got a whole gaming experience that's going to be dropped on us. And real quick, one last time, I'll drop the forum or the blog post here. Check this out. Share it with your friends. Get everybody involved. Everybody. Yeah, invest in a comfy chair. That's good advice, Coder Dan. Yeah, let's go all hang out in the Aavegotchi arena and smash some licks. Of course. Yep. Saddle. 100%. Costumes. Think about your costumes, how you want to dress up. Dress up your pets. Oh man, China. All right. I think we can. That's a wrap, friends. Thank you, all 48 of you, hanging out here still, and we'll catch you next week at the Halloween Hangout, 2 p.m. UTC.
Take these guys.
Peace, friends.